Hi all, today we are going to discuss about this pattern. So we'll discuss how to write Java program to print this pattern. So if you observe this pattern, we can observe two different patterns in this. Okay, so here up to this printing of this, we can consider as one pattern, and from here to here we can consider as another pattern. Okay, so if you observe this pattern, so we have to consider it as a two different patterns, and first of all we have to write Java program to print this pattern up to this pattern, and after that we will write program to print this pattern. Okay, so if you see this pattern, how the rows are in the increasing order. Say if you see this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, the rows are in the increasing order, and if you observe the elements in the each row, the elements in the each row are in the increasing order, right? So the rows are also in the increasing order, and the elements in the each row are also in the increasing order. And another pattern, so up to 7 we should write we should write one outer loop and one inner loop to print the elements of the each row. And if you observe in this pattern, there are spaces also, right? If you have seen this in this upper pattern, upper half of the pattern, we can take it up to this, we will consider it as the upper half of the pattern, and from here to here we will consider it as the lower half of the pattern. So in the upper half of the pattern, here the spaces also there, say 1 2 3 spaces, 4 5 6 spaces, right? So the spaces are also in the increasing order. Spaces are also in the increasing order. So one outer loop um, to print the number of rows, one outer loop, and one inner loop to print the elements of the each row, and another inner loop to print the spaces. Okay, in the upper half of the pattern, same like below half of the pattern. So this 7 element is already considered in the upper half of the pattern. We no need to consider these 7 element in the below half of the pattern. Okay, we can consider the pattern from 6 to 7. Okay, so if you see this, how we can print is see in the outer loop of the pattern, so 7 already covered, right? So we have to consider from I is equal to n minus 1. Okay, 6 5 4 3 2 1. See how the rows are in the decreasing order, right? So from I equal to n minus 1 we have to consider, because 7 already printed in the upper half of the pattern. In the below half of the pattern we need to consider from 6 5 4 3 2 1, right? 6 5 4 3 2 1. That's why we have to take from I equal to n minus 1. And one inner loop is to print the elements of the each row, right? In the each row the elements are in the increasing order, right? The rows are in the decreasing order, and the elements in the each row are in the increasing order. Okay, and another inner loop to print the spaces. See here also, if you observe spaces are how the spaces here, the spaces are in the decreasing order. Decreasing order, decreasing order or increasing order. See if you observe this, here 6 spaces. Okay, okay, right. Okay, so we'll see how to write. Okay, Java program. Okay, okay, now we'll see. See, now I'm writing Java program. So in the below half of the pattern, here how many spaces? The roses are in the decreasing order, and in the upper half of the pattern, roses and the spaces are in the increasing order, right? Okay, we will see. So I'm writing package statement. Okay, package. What is our package? The package name is com dot. Okay, and now I'm writing class statement. Okay, like class. What is the class name? Pattern16. Okay, I'm writing main method. After that, I'm writing scanner class to print the input from the keyboard. We have to take the number of rows from the keyboard, right? So that's why I'm taking system dot so we have to print the statement in the console, right? So how many rows you want, how many rows you want in this pattern, right? So okay then, so whatever the input we are entering from the keyboard, we have to store it in a variable, right? So that's why I'm taking int n is equal to ac dot next int I'm taking. After that, okay, we have to show the output, right? Okay, to print this message in the console, like here is your pattern, output pattern, to see the output. So now if you answer how they so this is the pattern we want, right? So first of all, we will print upper half of the pattern. Okay, to print upper half of the pattern, how the rows are in the increasing order, and rows are ending in the increasing order, and each elements in the rows are also in the increasing order, right? So both are in the increasing order. So what I'm writing comments as printing upper half of the pattern. Printing upper half of the pattern. Next, so to print the upper half of the pattern, so I equal to 100. Okay, again I'm checking, once again I'm checking the pattern. So if you open the pattern here, I is starting from 1 to 7, right? So 1 to 7, right? I equal to 1, I have to take I less than or equal to n I plus plus, as rows are in the increasing order. So for each row the elements are also in the increasing order, right? If you see this, for each row the elements are also in the increasing order, right? That's why I am entering for the elements, for int g is equal to I j less than or equal to n j plus plus, right? Both rows and columns are also in the increasing order. So I want elements in the same row, right? That's why I'm printing here j only. So if you take so this is the for loop to print the elements. Okay, so we need another space to we need another for loop to print the spaces, right? So for int j equal to see how the spaces, yeah, okay, I'm writing comments like to print. This is for spaces. Okay, this for loop is for spaces, and observe this is for elements in each row, this for loop. Okay, so to print the spaces in the upper half of the pattern, how the spaces in the upper half of the pattern, so here 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space, 5, so rows are in the spaces are in the increasing order, right? So we have to write j is equal to 1, j less than I, j plus plus. Okay, space. Okay, and printing space. So this is how upper pattern. So after this for loop, we have to enter in another line, right? After printing the elements. So that's why I'm writing this. So this we will see how the upper pattern is coming. And next Java application. So I'm printing number 7. See, we got the upper pattern, right? 1 2 3 4 5 7 2 3 4 5 6 7 3 4 5 6 7 4 5 6 7 5 6 7 6 7 6. So upper half of the pattern is completed. Okay, see, so how I have written code for the upper half of the pattern is, if you see, so the elements in the each row are in the increasing order, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 elements starting with the increasing order, right? Rows of the rows are in the increasing order, right? Each element, if you observe the rows, if you observe the first element of the each row, those are in the increasing order, right? So that's why I have written I equal to 1, I is equal to 1 to 7, right? I less than or equal to 7 I have written, because it's up to 7, right? That's why less than or equal to n I have written, and I plus plus. Okay, this is for the rows, and how the elements in the each row in the, for I equal to 1, the elements are in the increasing order. For I equal to 2, for I equal to 3, for I equal to 4, 5 6 7, I have to print the elements, right? So to printing the elements, this is the loop. J is equal to I, j less than or equal to j plus plus. Okay, so if you take j is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1, right? For I equal to 1, j is equal to 1, 1 less than or equal to n, what will happen? 1 less than or equal to 7, right? So it will print 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, 1 less than or equal to 7, right? So till this condition fails, it will return in this loop, and it will print all the elements up to 7 in the first row. Okay, for after to print the spaces, this one, for I int j equal to 1, for int j is equal to 1, right? J is equal to 1, we don't want any space in the first row. If you see, there is no space in the first row, right? That's why 1 less than 1, this condition will fail, and it will not print any space for the only first row. Okay, because for into j equal to 1, j less than I, 1 less than 1, this condition will fail, and it will not print any space in the first row. For the second row, for j is equal to 1, j less than 2 it will become, right? For I equal to 2, for the second row I is 2, right? I value is 2, so 1 less than 2, this condition is true. That's why it will print one space. it will print one space for the second row for I equal to 2. For I equal to 3, third row, it should print 2 spaces, right? So for j is equal to so for I equal to 3, third row, I equal to 3, j is equal to 1, 1 less than 3, right? 1 less than 3 means 1 less than 3 means that condition is true. That's why it will print one space, and 2 less than 3, it will print 2 spaces. Okay, for I equal to 3 means for third row it will print 2 spaces. And you know already how to print the elements in the each row, right? So this is how upper half of the pattern will work. Okay, now we will print lower half of the pattern. Printing let's say printing lower half of the pattern. Okay, okay, if you see, if you observe, okay, so how the elements are, if you observe, the upper half of the pattern, the below half of the pattern, the lower half of the pattern, the lower half of the pattern is starting from 6, 5, 4, 3. So the lower half of the pattern is starting from 6. If you observe, 7 already covered in the upper half of the pattern. We are ignoring this element. Okay, in the second pattern, we are in the lower half of the pattern, we are ignoring this 7 element. We are starting from 6. Okay, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So we have to start from I value should be starting from I equal to n minus 1. Okay, so I am taking I equal to n minus 1. Okay, I greater than or equal to 1, right? Then I minus minus. Okay, so we have to declare here, we have to type. Okay, so after that, this is for rows, right? In each row we have to print the space and we have to print the elements also. So first we will see how to print the elements. To print the elements for int. So how the elements in this is lower half of the pattern, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. These are the lower rows are in the increasing order, right? That's why we have to write int j equal to I, right? J less than or equal to n j plus plus, right? So we have to print elements, right? So this is how elements will print. Okay, j is equal to I, right? I value already starting from 6. Okay, for the first row it will print 6 and 7 element, right? Because j is equal to 6, 6 less than or equal to 7, right? It will print 6. And again j plus plus means 7, 7 less than or equal to 7 less than or equal to for the elements, right? J is equal to 7 minus 1, 6. J value is 6. 6 less than or equal to 7. This condition is true. 6 less than 7, right? So it will print 6 element. After that, j plus plus means 6 plus plus 7, 7 less than or equal to 7, right? This condition also true. That's why it will print two elements in the first row, 6 and 7. Okay, like that it will repeat. Okay, till I less till I greater than or equal to 1. Okay, means up to here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, after that, so now we will see how to, okay, up to this, we will see. So now we have to print the spaces also, right? How the spaces in the lower half of the pattern, if you observe here, how many spaces? Spaces are in the decreasing order, right? So we need to write, we need to think how to write, like how to print the decreasing order of spaces. How we can print the decreasing order of spaces? Decreasing order of spaces, right? So how we will write decreasing order of spaces? See, if you observe the spaces, how in the, if you observe, this is the second pattern, right? In the first row there are how many spaces? 5 spaces, 4 spaces, right? Like that. So how we will do here is to print the spaces. Now I am doing spaces. Okay, for, we'll say for int, we will take for int j, spaces are in the decreasing order, right? For int j equal to n, I am taking j greater than I, right? J minus minus, right? So now I am taking, so j is also, you should say, space. Okay, in the first row, how many spaces? You should print 5 spaces, right? Okay, so j is equal to 7, it will become 7 greater than 7 is greater than 6, right? Right. Okay, we will see how the output pattern will come now. So this is how. Okay, now we have to write, we have to enter in the second next row, right? That's why I'm writing system out of println. So again I'm running the program, I'm giving. So what happened now? If you see, the pattern what we want is different and what we got is different, right? So in the so how we want spaces is, spaces we want for first row is why there are no spaces in the first row? So if you see in the below half of the pattern, there is no space, right? There is no space in the, there is no space here. Okay, why the space is not coming? How many spaces? 5 spaces should come, right? Okay. Why it's not printing 5 spaces? Because it should print 5 spaces, right? So for I equal to 6 here, for I equal to 6, how many spaces are there? 5 spaces. So j is equal to 6. So j is equal to 6 here, right? J is equal to 7 here. Okay, here if you see, okay, we'll start y equal to 6. Take spaces only 5 it should print, right? 7 minus 2. Okay, 3. No. Actually, from 1 we are considering, right? See, if you observe, here, how many spaces? 6 spaces. Here, 5 spaces. 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 space, right? So here 5 will become 5 greater than, what is the I value? 6. 5 greater than 6. Okay, 5 greater than 6. Is that condition is true? 5 greater than 6. This condition is false. That's why it is not printing any space. Okay. Okay. False. Rating. Okay. Suppose I am rating n minus 2. Okay. It should print for the fifth row. It should print how many spaces? It should, how many spaces it should print? Here how many spaces? 6 spaces already covered. 5 spaces should come, right? Okay. To print 5 spaces, what we have to do here? It has to print 5 spaces, right? 5 greater than